Imagine if celebrating Christmas came with the possibility of going to jail. That wouldn't make sense in any country in the world except one. And that country is North Korea. So why is Christmas illegal in North Korea? Let's start with a few facts. First off, North Korea doesn't do religion. Officially, it's an atheist state. And unofficially, it's a place where worship still exists, just not for any god you've heard of. Because the only figure you're allowed to worship in North Korea is the supreme leader. Nobody else makes the cut. Now, while all religions are banned in the country, Christianity in particular is viewed as a threat, and not just a philosophical one. Essentially, the North Korean view and regime is that Christianity might be a pipeline to foreign influence and maybe the worst crime of all in North Korea, which is disloyalty. But here's the thing, Christmas isn't just banned for religious reasons, because the truth is, in North Korea, everything is political. And in this case, Christmas has the unfortunate timing of falling right next to a different celebration in North Korea, the birthday of Kim Jong-suk, the late grandmother of the current leader Kim Jong-un and the first wife of Kim Il-sung, the politician and dictator who founded North Korea and led as its first supreme leader from its establishment in 1948 until his death in 1994. Now, his late wife's birthday just happens to be on the 24th of December. And that's the only thing that North Koreans are allowed to celebrate around Christmas time. Now, if you're wondering whether the state encourages people to gather, to reflect, and to pay tribute to the woman who's regarded as the mother of North Korea, then you're absolutely right. Every December, North Korea citizens are expected to honor her legacy as a hero and as the mother of the nation, with ceremonies, with songs, and with state-approved storytelling. So essentially, anyone caught celebrating Christmas instead of the birthday of the mother of North Korea is practically seen as a traitor who is undermining the legitimacy of the North Korean regime. And undermining the regime in North Korea doesn't usually end with a polite warning, if you get what I mean. Now, if you're wondering why Kim Jong-suk is so revered in North Korea and thought of as the mother of the country, it's because she's portrayed in North Korean propaganda as an ideal revolutionary woman, an anti-Japanese guerrilla fighter, a wife to Kim Il-sung, the founder of North Korea, and mother to Kim Jong-il, the second supreme leader of North Korea. She's celebrated not just for her role in the independence movement in the country, but essentially as the founding matriarch of the Kim dynasty. Which is why the state has made it very clear. Christmas time in North Korea is all about celebrating the mother of North Korea and not celebrating actual Christmas. Now, to be clear, North Korea is not the only country in the world where Christmas is not celebrated, but it's the country that takes its approach to banning Christmas to the most extreme end. There are several countries where the holiday is either not recognized or quietly discouraged, mostly due to dominant religious or cultural norms. For example, in many Muslim-majority countries such as Afghanistan, Pakistan, or even Mauritania, Christmas is simply not part of the national calendar. It's treated as a foreign or minority religious event, and while Christians may privately celebrate the holiday, it's not a public holiday and it often goes unmentioned in the national media or even in public life in these countries. Meanwhile, in Saudi Arabia, Christmas was long frowned upon, with stores not being able to openly sell decorations and public celebrations being rare. But even that has started to change in recent years.
The Christmas season has finally arrived in Saudi Arabia. Glittery ornaments are up for sale at gift shops in Riyadh. This is happening in a country which has long been notorious for enforcing Islamic traditions and prohibiting Western practices. But now the kingdom is embracing inter-religious exchange.
Now, there are some countries that go a beat further. For example, Somalia and Brunei have issued political bans on Christmas celebrations in the past, citing the desire to preserve Islamic traditions in the country. In 2015, Brunei warned that Muslims seen celebrating could face legal consequences, and Somalia has described Christmas as a threat to national culture. However, even in those countries, enforcement tends to be seasonal, mostly symbolic, and somewhat uneven, focused more on public displays as opposed to private observance. Which is why North Korea's extreme stance on Christmas is entirely unique. It doesn't just ignore or discourage the holiday, it outright criminalizes it. The regime views Christmas as both a religious threat and a political rival to the cult of the Kim family. Now, while other countries may ban Christmas in name, North Korea enforces its ban with surveillance and with prison sentences. As far as North Korea is concerned, Christmas is a Western holiday, and Western holidays are banned by default. No decorations are allowed, gift giving doesn't happen at all, and there are definitely no Christmas parties in North Korea around that time of the year. So, in a sense, North Korea doesn't just control its citizens' behavior around this time of the year, it also controls their calendar. The symbolism of North Korea's resistance to Christmas has also been featured in its tense relationship with its neighbors, South Korea. Knowing that the holiday is illegal in its neighbor to the north, South Korea once adopted the practice of erecting and lighting up a 100-foot Christmas tree just a few kilometers from the North Korean border near the demilitarized zone. The idea behind South Korea's huge Christmas tree wasn't just about putting up a festive decoration. It was also about sending a message into North Korea, symbolizing religious freedom, Western prosperity, and everything the North has tried to erase from its country. Now, unsurprisingly, the North Korean regime didn't appreciate the gesture and ultimately threatened to bomb South Korea's tree, which eventually forced South Korea to take it down. But there's also an economic angle to consider here. Around the world, Christmas is big business. From shopping malls to online stores, the holiday season drives a massive spike in consumer spending. In the US alone, Christmas-related sales top $900 billion annually. And globally, the Christmas and holiday economy from retail and travel, food, entertainment, and advertising could well be worth over $1 trillion. For many countries, it's not just a holiday, it's a key part of the fiscal year, delivering an end-of-the-year boost for small businesses and national economies alike. But even that kind of economic upside means absolutely nothing in North Korea. In an authoritarian and communist country where capitalism does not even exist, the idea of commercializing a Western religious holiday is pretty much unthinkable. There are no Christmas sales, there are no seasonal supply chains going on, and there's absolutely no economic incentive to allow the holiday to thrive, because even the potential of a multi-billion-dollar industry isn't enough of an incentive as far as North Korea goes. So while much of the world celebrates with Christmas trees, Christmas lights, and Christmas family dinners, in North Korea, celebrating Christmas remains illegal. Because in a country where the ruling family are treated like gods, there's pretty much no room for celebrating anybody else. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, then don't forget to hit the button and subscribe. But also, while you're here, check out this other video about other countries that are just like North Korea, but hiding in plain sight. See you in the next one.